Hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here and at the same time so pleasantly overwhelmed to see thousands of responses from our customers, and this truly goes to show that we are indeed co-creating InMoney along with you all. So I'm really excited to do this session, and I hope to do more because this is truly in line with our core philosophy that listen, we don't want to build the product for us, we want to build it along with you. So very exciting. First, I want to really thank you all, our members, that this inspiring journey is further energized by your participation. I'm truly excited about saying that we are building InMoney along with you. We are co-creating along with our members. Coming to the question, what really motivated me to try and build InMoney along with this beautiful bunch of team that we have between Bangalore and Delhi and Mumbai. In the past, money management was very painful for me. There was lack of transparency, there was huge amount of commissions, and there was no one trying to bring all the financial categories together for a customer and his family. And it just pained me as a customer to not being able to manage money from one application, one place. And to which I thought that if we were to build something like this, it will really significantly solve people's problem. And by bringing all of this together, we could truly help people to save and earn and have much better financial life. So with that mission of delivering a better financial future and being their one-stop shop for their money is what really drove me and the team to build this product, which is loved by many of you. So if I go way back in time, what typically one would do is arbitrarily invest without any methodology, without any plan. What the team has built at InMoney is a very beautiful service, a very powerful robo-advisory and planning service, which enables me and my family to firstly do risk profiling and also to sketch the future goals. What are the things we need to do? What do I need to do for my daughter? What do I need to do for her education? What do I need to do for her, further education? Do I need to invest money behind new businesses in the future? How do I essentially manage? And as a result, the robo-advisory engine tells me how should I be allocating my money across US equities, Indian equities, fixed income, bonds, and so on and so forth. And having done that, at what points of time should I be rebalancing? So a question which is a very broad-based question that gets asked to me often, what do I do? I have X rupees, what do I do? Or I have already invested in Y, what do I do? I think the clear answer for that is that you need to first do your financial planning, goal planning. And I'm very proud of what the team has built, a powerful robo-advisory engine. I want to reiterate that doing financial planning, goal planning is not a human problem. It is a data science problem. Once you do that, you see the power coming out. It tells you that, listen, you want to buy that villa in Goa. What do you need to do? And how do you need to save behind it? And how do you need to invest? And how do you need to rebalance your money to reach that particular goal? And it just doesn't do it by saying investing. It actually takes into account all your money, your expenses, your income in one place and advises you and suggests you to take the right actions. So I'm not a firm believer of this whole concept that, okay, now, it is a bull market, let's invest. Let's do it methodically. Of course, you're a trader, then the game is very different. But on the other hand, you are a wealth creator, you are an investor, then the methodology is completely different. And I would really advise you to use the power of data science, machine learning, and robo-advisory to really manage your life well. So the question around US equities and giving people exposure to the US stock markets is quite frequently asked question. As an individual and as a company, we are very excited about giving people exposure to US equities in a very easy manner. So let me tell you why. Number one, InMoney is an asset allocator. and asset diversify. We want people to allocate assets based on their risk profiles. We are just super obsessed about it. We just don't like over concentration at all. And we just feel that people should be allocated across US equities, Indian debt instruments, fixed income, bonds, and so on and so forth. So we're very excited because we've suddenly opened another door for people to get exposure and to be able to get allocation. The second thing that we are very excited about US equities is that if you look at the last 10 years, the S&P 500 has given higher returns than Nifty 50. I'm not saying that we don't love Nifty 50, we love it. But just if you look at the returns in the last 10 years, it has outperformed. One of the reasons is because of the rupee dollar exchange rate, but also because there have been a lot of high-tech companies who've really performed very well. So I think that's the second reason that we really like the fact that, you know, by diversifying and allocating yourself to US equities, you do get an alpha, and we've seen that over the last 5 and 10 years time, and we hope to see that as we go along. So it's a very important part, and we're excited about it. The third thing that we're very excited about US equities being given in the hands of our users is because at the end of the day, our time spent on products like Apple, Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Netflix, Amazon is so much that we're spending so much of time morning to night, but nobody was able to access these companies directly, and we've suddenly given them access. So that's really exciting because people have an emotional involvement with these companies. The next reason why we are very excited, we've seen that there's been some really exciting activities which have happened in India, where Indian mutual funds also invest in US equities. But by giving the power of enabling consumers to access US equities directly and at zero cost, without any expenses, we've also made the remittance cost zero, absolutely, and without any paperwork. So if you really look at it, by empowering people to access ETFs in US, which are like mini mutual funds or directly stocks like Apple, Google, Facebook, etc., we're just basically wiping out all the expenses and giving the empowerment in the hands of the consumers. And if we look at post-tax and post-expense returns, again, they are just really outstripping because there are no inefficiencies. And it's these reasons which make us really excited about US equities. And we're really, really building much more innovation. We've just released an amazing Super Saver account. What that Super Saver account does is it enables consumers in few clicks to open a real savings account on InMoney, populate that savings account and remit their money to their InMoney US wallet at zero cost, absolutely. A really, really powerful thing. And how did we think about this? We didn't think about it. You helped us to think about it. We co-created this. A lot of consumers complained about it that, listen, they are unable to remit their money at low cost or zero cost. Many banks still required people to do paperwork, and it was a very, very broken process. And we really innovated and we learned from you. And I want to thank our community for helping us look at this direction. And we are very, very excited to see the kind of growth we're seeing and kind of participation we're seeing for this feature from our customers. So yeah, these are the reasons why we are very excited about it. And these are and we are very excited about, of course, co-creating this feature along with you all. This is a great question around the core economics of InMoney. How does InMoney make revenue? What are the core economics? How does it charge, etc.? And it's a very good question. But before I answer this question, let me give you a backstory. Many years ago, when I would typically invest in mutual funds, I would end up spending as much as 2.5%, 2% as expenses and commissions. At that point of time, that number seemed very trivial to me. I would say, yeah, okay, fine. But then I soon started realizing that that number is not only for that particular year. I'm actually charged year on year, and that number is actually compounding. And that compounding effect is quite brutal. as a result, when I calculated that, imagine if I wouldn't have had to pay these expenses, what would be the returns on that 1 lakh or 1 CR? And the outcome was that you end up getting, at least at an absolute level, you end up making 20 to 30% more, which is huge. At InMoney, we got obsessed that we want to solve this problem. Our aim has always been to enable consumers to save money and enable consumers to earn more money, put more money in their hands. And with that philosophy, we have gone and decided to keep everything zero commission. So as I talked about US stocks are zero commission. And because they're zero commission, they'll always beat anything out there. Mutual funds on our platform are direct plan, zero commission. Because they're zero commission, they'll beat anything out there. And we are going to be always super obsessed about it. We're always going to keep investing zero commission. Now coming to, but where will we make money from? How will we survive? Great question. So many, just like many global tech companies, our business model is predicated around the concept of freemium, which means 95% of the things are going to be free, but 5% of the things on our application are paid. And that is where we have a concept called Prime membership, where we have gold membership and we got platinum membership. And as members, people get premium services like IND Protect, premium services like customized robo-advisory services, premium services like taxation, and so on and so forth. That's what our business model is going to be. In our model, it'll always be 95% of things are going to be accessible without any cost to the users, but it'll be the 5% of the things which will come through the premium services. So that's our broad business model. I really want to thank you all for participating in this session. I'm so excited to receive thousands of responses and ideas, and I've read each one of them, not ignored a single one of them. I want to reiterate that we are truly co-creating InMoney with you. It is not something which we are doing in isolation. And I'm really excited about this long journey that I'm along with you all. I'm very, very thankful for you all to having taken time to write such amazing ideas, great points, and in some cases even nudged us to do better. This is what really energizes us to constantly build, innovate, and do better. My team and I are truly blessed to get so much of candid feedback, beautifully articulated and very well written. We're really, really excited. Thank you very much.